Dear students, welcome to my classroom. In previous part of the chapter quadratic equations, we completed 7 problems in exercise 5.3, and in this class we are going to solve remaining problems in that exercise. So let's start with the 8th problem. Two water taps together, we completed 8 problems. So now we have 9th problem. Two water taps together can fill a tank in 9 3/8 hours. The tap of larger diameter takes 10 hours less than the smaller one to fill the tank separately. Find the time in which each tap can separately fill the tank. This is the question. Okay students, here we have two taps and we know that the face of the tap is of the circle form, and here the tap having larger diameter takes 10 hours less than the smaller diameter, less than tap of the smaller diameter. So, and if they work together, if both the taps work together, then the tank fill in 9 3/8 hours, and we need to find the times in which each tap can separately fill the tank. Okay students, so let the time taken by tap with smaller diameter alone to fill the tank is x hours. Here we are taking the time taken by tap with smaller diameter alone to fill the tank, x hours, and we have here the time taken by the tap of larger diameter takes 10 hours less than the smaller one. So we have then the time taken by tap with larger diameter alone to fill the tank is x minus 10 hours, because it takes 10 hours less than smaller one. And according to the problem, if both taps open, the tank will fill in 9 3/8 hours. That is, if we convert into improper fraction, 8 9 is 72 plus 3, 75/8 hours. And if only one tap is open, then the part of the water filled in x hours is 75/8 by x. The part of the water filled by smaller tap is 75/8 by x, because if both taps open, the tank is filled in 9 3/8 hours, and the part of the water filled by smaller tap in x hours is 75/8 by x. That is 75/8x. And similarly, part of the water filled by larger tap is 75/8 by x by 10. That is 75/8 into x minus 10. And after 75/8 hours, the total tank will be filled. That is, sum of the parts is 75/8x plus 75/8 into x minus 10 is equal to 1. And now we need to convert this one into quadratic form, that is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c, and after that we need to solve the problem. Okay. So let us convert it into quadratic form. Now take 75/8 common, then we have 75/8 into 1 by x plus 1 by x minus 10 equal to 1. And now add 1 by x and 1 by x minus 10, that is by taking x and x minus 10 LCM. X minus 10 plus x by x into x minus 10, and we are transposing 75/8 to right side. Then it becomes 1 into 8 by 75, that is 8 by 75. Now on right side, in the numerator x plus x 2x minus 10, by in the denominator x into x minus 10 is x square minus 10x. Now by cross multiplication we have x square 8 into x square minus 10x So again we can take 2 common in numerator. Now x minus 5 by x square minus 10x equal to 8 by 75 into 2. That is, I am transposing 2 to right side. Now we can divide 8 by 2 in 4 times. So 2 4s are 8. So x minus 5 by x square minus 10x is equal to 4 by 75. And now by cross multiplication we get 4 into x square minus 10x equal to 75 into x minus 5. That is 4x square minus 40x is equal to 75x minus 75 into 5 is 375. So let us transpose all the terms on right side to left side. So now 4x square minus 40x minus 75x plus 375 equal to 0. And minus 40 minus 75 is minus 115. So 4x square minus 115x plus 375 equal to 0. And this is the quadratic equation we need. And by solving this equation, we get the value of x, and so that we get the solution of the problem. Okay. So let's solve this equation in factorization method. Here the a equal to 4, b equal to minus 115, c equal to 375. So we have to choose two numbers such that their sum is minus 115 and their product is equal to the product of 4 and 375, that is 1500. Okay, so the terms are minus 100 minus 15. So 4x square minus 100x minus 15x plus 375 equal to 0. And we can take 4x common in first two terms, that is 4x into x minus 25. And can take minus 15 common in next two terms, that is minus 15 into x minus 25 equal to 0. And can take x minus 25 common into 4x minus 15 equal to 0. That is either x minus 25 equal to 0 or 4x minus 15 equal to 0. From this we write x equal to 25 or x equal to 15 by 4. And but x cannot be 15 by 4 here, because if x is 15 by 4, that is it is equal to approximately equal to 4 to the 4 3 is 12, so 3.75. If x equal to 15 by 4, then it equal to 3.75, and then the time taken by tap with larger diameter get negative value. So that x cannot be 15 by 4. So we need to take x equal to 25. So what is x here? The time taken by tap with smaller diameter is 25 hours, and time taken by larger tap is 15 hours. That is 25 minus 10, which is equal to 15 hours. Okay, students. So that is the solution of this problem. And let us go for 10th one. An express train takes 1 hour less than a passenger train to travel 132 kilometers between Mysore and Bangalore, without taking into consideration the time they stop at intermediate stations. If the average speed of the express train is 11 km per hour more than that of the passenger train, find the average speed of the two trains. So here we have two types of trains. One is express train and another one is passenger train, and they travel between the towns, the cities Mysore and Bangalore, which are apart from 132 kilometers. And express train takes 1 hour time less than passenger train, and it is given that the average speed of the express train is 11 km per hour more than the passenger train. So what is the average speed of the each train? That is the question. So here the distance to be traveled between the cities is 132 kilometers, and let the speed of the passenger, the average speed of the passenger train be x km per hour, and then the speed of the express train is 11 kilometers per hour more than that of passenger train. That is, the speed of the express train is x plus 11 km per hour, and the time taken by passenger train to travel 132 kilometers is time is equal to distance by speed, that is 132 by the speed of passenger train, that is x. So 132 by x hours. And similarly, the time taken by express train to travel is equal to 132 by x plus 11 hours. And now it is given that the time taken by express train is 1 hour less than the time taken by passenger train. That is 132 by x plus 11 is equal to 132 by x minus 1. Okay. So now we can write 132 by x minus 132 by x plus 11 equal to 1, and can take 132 common, that is 1 by x minus 1 by x plus 11 equal to 1, and by simplifying the terms in the bracket we get 132 into x plus 11 minus x by x into x plus 11, that is 132 into 11 by x square plus 11x equal to 1. So x square plus 11x equal to 132 into 11 is equal to 1452. So the quadratic equation is x square plus 11x minus 1452 equal to 0. So now we got the quadratic equation which can be solved. So from this equation we can find the speeds of the both trains. Okay. So let us solve this equation in factorization method. So choose two numbers such that their sum is 11 and their product is 1452. So that the numbers are plus 44 minus 33. So x square plus 44x minus 33x minus 1452 equal to 0. And by factorizing it, we get x plus 44 into x minus 33 equal to 0. That is either x equal to minus 44 or x equal to 33. But here x is the time, the speed of the passenger train. So the speed of the passenger train cannot be negative. That is x cannot be negative. So that the value of x is equal to 33. So what is here x? The speed of the passenger train is 33 km per hour, and the speed of the express train is 11 kph more than passenger train. That is 33 plus 11. That is 44 km per hour. Okay, students. So let's go for 11th one. The sum of the areas of two squares is 468 meter square. If the difference of their perimeters is 24 meter, find the sides of the two squares. Okay, here we have two squares whose sum of the areas is 468 square meters, and it is given that the difference of their perimeters is 24 meters, and we need to find the sides, the lengths of sides of the two squares. Okay, so let the side of the first square be x meter. So then its perimeter is, we know that the perimeter is equal to 4 into side, that is 4 into x, 4x meter, and area of first square is x square meters, side into side, that is x into x square meters, and it is given that the difference of the perimeters of the squares is 24 meters. That is, the perimeter of the second square may be 24 meters more than the first square or less than the second square. Anyway, the difference is 24 meters. Okay, so given the perimeter of second square is equal to 4x plus 24. I am taking more than 4x, that is 4x plus 24, and we can write it as 4 into x plus 6. Okay, so now the side of second square is 4 into x plus 6 by 4, because we know that side is equal to perimeter by 4. 4 into x plus 6 by 4, which is equal to x plus 6. So when we take in the side of first square is x meters, then the side of second square is x plus 6 meter, and the area of second square is equal to square of the side, that is x plus 6 whole square meters. And now it is given that the sum of these two areas is equal to 468 square meters. That is x square plus x plus 6 whole square is equal to 468. So let us convert this equation into quadratic form, which is in standard form, and let us solve it. So I am simplifying the equation. X square plus x plus 6 whole square is equal to 468. That is x square plus 12x plus 36 minus 468 is equal to 0. That is 2x square plus 12x 36 minus 468 is minus 432 equal to 0. And can take 2 common. 2 into x square plus 6x minus 216 equal to 0 implies x square plus 6x minus 216 equal to 0. So let us solve this equation in factorization method. So the numbers are 18 minus 12 is equal to 6, and 18 into minus 12 is equal to minus 216, and by factorizing it we get x plus 18 into x minus 12 equal to 0, and x plus 18 equal to 0 or x minus 12 equal to 0, that is x equal to minus 18 or x equal to 12, but here x is the side of first square, so that is side of first square cannot be negative, so that x cannot be negative, hence the value of x equal to 12. So that the side of first square is 12 meters, and the side of the second square, which is 6 meters more than the first square, is 12 plus 6 is 18 meters. Okay, that is the solution of the problem. Now take the 12th one. An object is thrown upwards with an initial velocity 17 meter per second from a building with 12 meter height. It is at the height of s is equal to 12 plus 17t minus 5t square from the ground after a flight of t seconds. Find the time taken by the object to touch the ground. That is the question, and it is the scenario. Here we have a building, and there is a person on building, and he throws an object upwards with initial velocity 17 meters per second from the building which is 12 meters height, and it is given that the relation between distance s, that is height, and the time traveled by the object is given that s equal to 12 plus 17t minus 5t square, where t is the time and s is the distance, height, and we need to time taken by the object to touch the ground. So here the person have an object which is in his yellow color I am showing, and it throws the object upwards like this. So it touches the ground after some time. Okay, and we need to find the time taken by the object to touch the ground. Okay, so let us solve the problem. So let the time taken for object to reach the ground is equal to t seconds. And given that the relation between the distance s and time t, what is the distance here? The distance from the ground to the object. And the relation between distance s and time t is s equal to minus 16t square plus 80t plus 96. When the object reaches the ground, then the distance between the ground and the object is 0, isn't it? So that is minus 16t square plus 80t plus 96 equal to 0. So we can take minus 16 common, that is t square minus 5t minus 6 equal to 0. From that we can write t square minus 5t minus 6 equal to 0, and by factorizing it we get t square minus 60 plus t minus 6 equal to 0, and after all these steps we get either t equal to 6 or t equal to minus 1. What is the t here? T is the time taken for object to reach the ground, but the time cannot be negative, that is x cannot be, that is t cannot be negative. So the time taken for object to reach the ground is 6 seconds. Okay students, so now take the 13th one. If a polygon of n sides has 1 by 2 into n minus 3 diagonals. How many sides are there in a polygon with 65 diagonals? Is there a polygon with 50 diagonals? That is the question. So students, here the relation between the sides and the diagonals is given, that the number of diagonals in a polygon of n sides is half into n minus 3. This is a universal rule. In any polygon of n sides, we have the number of diagonals half into n minus 3. So using this formula, we can find the diagonals in any polygon. Okay. And it is asking that how many sides are there in a polygon with 65 diagonals. And also it is asking that it is possible for that a polygon with 50 diagonals. Okay, so let's solve the question. So let's take the first problem, that is how many sides are there in a polygon with 65 diagonals. So let the number of diagonals in a polygon with n sides is given that n into n minus 3 by 2, and in the given polygon the number of diagonals is equal to 65. That is n into n minus 3 by 2 is equal to 65. So using this equation we have to find the number of sides n. So that is n square minus 3n is equal to 65 into 2 is 130. So that is n square minus 3n minus 130 equal to 0. So let us solve this by quadratic formula. So here a equal to 1, b equal to minus 3 and c equal to minus 30, and the quadratic formula is n is equal to minus b plus r minus under root b square minus 4ac by 2a, and by substituting all the values and simplifying we get 3 plus r minus root 529 by 2, where root 529 is equal to 23. So that n is equal to either 13 or minus 10. But the number of sides in a polygon cannot be negative. So that n cannot be negative. That is, the number of sides is n equal to 13. So the number of sides in a polygon having 65 diagonals is 13. And let us see the second one, that is there a polygon with 50 diagonals? Let us assume that there is a polygon with 50 diagonals, and let us find the number of sides in it. Okay. So let us find the number of sides of a polygon having 50 diagonals. So when the number of diagonals is 50 and the number of sides is n, then n into n minus 3 is equal by n by 3 by 2 equal to 50. That is n square minus 3n equal to 50 to the 100, and n square minus 3n minus 100 equal to 0, and a equal to b 1, b equal to minus 3, c equal to minus 100, and by solving this using quadratic formula we get 3 plus r minus root 409 by 2. So in any polygon the number of sides must be integer, isn't it? Either 1 or 2 or either minimum 3, either 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. But it is not possible to that number of sides with 1 by 2, that is 3 by 4 like that. That is, the number of sides must be positive. Here root 409 is an irrational number. So that here n is not an integer. So the number of sides must be an integer, and there can't be a polygon with 50 diagonals, because here we got the value n which is not an integer. Okay, so there can't be a polygon with 50 diagonals. Okay students, that's the end of this exercise, and in next class we shall learn a new topic, that is the nature of roots, which is very important topic. So see you in next class. Until then, bye.